Hey everybody, Wes Prophet here, aka Joe Hunter 73. That's right. So, among like the other people out there on YouTube, I am going to start my channel. And basically, I'm just looking to have fun. Basically, share with everyone out there my passion, which is collecting the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero toy line. Mostly O-ring figures from 82 throughout the year up to 94. For the most part, I have 82 to 87, which was the predominant era that I was playing with those toys. That's when I was a child for the most part and got out of it in 87. And I've collected a few pieces after that once I started my collecting. And that being said, back in 2018 is when I actually got involved in collecting with G.I. Joe. And I was basically watching YouTube videos from 2017-ish and exploring a lot of YouTube content on G.I. Joe. And some of those channels really inspired me to get into collecting, which I did in 2018, late 2018. And what's making me do this right now is the fact that I have a friend on Instagram, Dave C. Straight from the Pit. Shout out to you, sir. Has really great content on Instagram and also really on his YouTube channel. So you really all need to go and check out his YouTube channel. He even inspired another Instagram friend of mine, Destro's Dungeon, who goes by the name of Destro's Dungeon. Vaughn, great guy, has a lot of great content on his Instagram page. Go check him out if you haven't already. But he just launched his first video inspired by Dave C. Straight from the Pit, which that's what I'm doing as well. So I hope you all enjoy it. Take it for what it is. It's not going to be anything super professional or anything like that. There's not going to be a lot of graphics, especially these first few videos that I do. I do want to try to make it consistent to where it's, a good one video a week. So several videos a month. We'll see how it goes. And hopefully the more it goes on, the better at some of the graphics, and maybe even I put in some music with my videos as well. I'm just not that savvy at that stuff right now. So, but anyway, so today's video, just basically an introduction. But I do want to feature one character. It's a character, basically he was my first figure in 1982, 83. I'm not sure when I actually got him. So I'm not sure if I have the straight arm version or the 1.5 version. And he was the very first figure I got when I started collecting back in the late 2018. So with that being said, let's get started on the review. Okay, so back in 1982, might have been 83, my first G.I. Joe figure, which also changed my life as a kid as far as how toys go, was Short-Fuze. Mortar Soldier, which as a kid, I always had a hard time saying Mortar Soldier. Mortar Soldier. It's just a funny sounding name, and it was really hard for me to say that name. And this was back when if you notice, the cards would feature the field specialty before the code name. And later on, they switched the code name to be larger in font. And thanks to 3D Joe's here for providing this material, 3djoes.com. But this is the card and the back of the card, which included the file card. And now let's get to the figure. So this is not my original, of course. I'm not sure what really happened to my original Short-Fuze. And like I said before, I'm not sure if it was the straight arm version, which you see here, or the swivel arm, which came out in 1983. But since this is the straight arm version, this is the one I got back into collecting in 2018. I figured, why not go with this character, this figure, since he was my first figure as a G.I. Joe. So very basic, green, all the original 13 Joes, except for Snake Eyes and Scarlet, were very basic green standard issued uniforms with a little bit of different details as far as the pockets go, with it being brown and then silver here. And as a kid, I had a friend that would get confused on, he had this as well, and he said it was his version of Hawk, and I always wondered where his mobile missile system was at. But he also had the black straps, and Hawk has silver straps. So anyway, that being said, so the facial features look alike too. But yeah, this is I picked him up in 2018, very mint, clean version. I'm sure he's very fragile. I try not to put anything in his hands because these thumbs can really break off, and I don't use him in a lot of photos or dios because I don't want anything to happen to him. But always thought Short-Fuze didn't really get a big role, definitely not a big role in the cartoon, and kind of a short run in the comics. And I'll be frank with everyone, I did not start reading the comics until probably later 2019, or maybe even closer to 2020. The fact that I grew up in a small town and just didn't have access to comics, or maybe my mom shielded them from me. But this is, he just didn't get a big run in the comics either. Several issues, but not a big role. And plus he wore glasses. And the more I read the comics now, I'm really liking the way the comics play out more than the Sunbow cartoon. And that's what I grew up on, was the Sunbow cartoon. Anyway, so I did have his visor, but when I moved a little over a year ago, gosh, it's almost been 2 years, I'm not sure what happened to the visor. So I was kind of bummed about that. Maybe it'll show up one day. I'm still kind of starting to get my displays together and everything. But this is Short-Fuze with his mortar, because he is a mortar soldier. And that's it, folks. Hope you all like this video. Like I said, this is my first YouTube created video, and hope you all like it. Basically, I want to do reviews like this. Not really reviews, but just, it's like a show and tell, right? But and just go over the figures, play sets, vehicles that I have, and even the blueprints. Maybe even dive into some of the comics as I read through them. And basically this channel is going to be dedicated to G.I. Joe. So once again, hope you like it. If you do, click on the thumbs up on the video, share it with your friends out there, and subscribe if you'd like to. So with that being said, Yo Joe from Joe Hunter 73.